Uh-huh.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing
Oh
good.
crap! I broke the Fuji text on the wrong thing.
I think I am getting sick, so I might not be talking too much today.
Oh my
no.
god.
No.
It's very light sickness. It's only sickness of the throat so far, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can still work.
Hmm.
No need to panic.
That's good.
Artie's priorities, clear as ever. Fair enough. Well, that's okay because I'm sure we all can just sit back and watch with a bucket of popcorn as Zephyr's nightmares unfold before his eyes.
Oh boy.
I mean, we should really just have the session be just Zephyr.
Yeah,
Just
we've been
me?
carrying the
What?
sessions. We've been carrying the sessions for 2 episodes.
It's all for you guys.
The
Oh,
least you
mean?
could do.
I don't know what you
cheating
guys been
on us.
doing.
All right. So I got 2 votes for Zephyr's alone time where everyone watches.
What?
We got 3 votes for Zephyr's alone time.
What?
Got 3 votes.
3 votes for Zephyr's alone time. That's majority. Does anyone? Okay, we got 4 votes for Zephyr's alone time.
I have
All right.
Zephyr, Wink, and Fiona to go against that. So
Oh, bro.
Are we
Wow.
bringing Baby and Shark Baby? I guess.
no.
Oh yeah.
If you want to stop bringing in pets, you lose that fight.
We have the weasel too.
True.
We have the
Yeah,
weasel
yeah.
too.
Gosh.
So
The weasel totally exists.
Do we? I don't know if that weasel's there, to be honest.
The weasel disappeared at some point and no
I'm
one
pretty
noticed.
sure he's gone or dead.
Alrighty. So with that, I'm torn because normally this is where we do a recap. But has anyone forgotten, or do we want to just because Zephyr's trapped in a box? He doesn't know.
I need Zephyr to try to figure out what happened from the doodles.
Okay.
With the doodles, that's impossible.
No, there's actually a lot this time. The
Zephyr's waiting
doodles.
for the shopping episode. There wasn't a shopping episode this time.
The last 2 sessions were basically just illustrated. That's.
I mean, a surprising amount have like we actually got a lot of stuff done in the last couple of sessions, which is weird for us. It feels strange. I don't.
Man, I wonder what the missing factor to us actually being productive was. Crazy.
Okay.
Insane.
Oh.
That was gonna be so sad he
Okay.
missed some of the stuff that happened as well.
The snake tornado. He's gonna be upset.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
It was a snake
and the
tornado?
snake strip club. Oh my god, guys.
A snake strip club? I wasn't invited.
Yeah, we got some
That's
booty. Well, you
crazy.
were locked
You
up.
were invited, but you
know?
didn't get back to us, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can reach your phone.
Snake Parade was pretty cool too. I didn't even think they had those here.
A what?
Snake Parade.
Snake parade.
They were like
Oh my
floats.
God.
Yeah,
You're a float.
unfortunately, it's not an annual event. It's only every decade, and you miss it. Unfortunately.
What the fuck?
Well,
Alrighty. So, Zephyr, do you want to try and tell us what happened the last 2 weeks through the form of illustration?
I believe in you.
So,
Got this, fam.
let's see.
I'm so happy
boy.
that that's the first image he has to look at.
Yeah, looks like Barack and Noble were singing along to something. Cool. 600 men under my comma? What? Okay. Going to Swedish, right?
Oh, damn.
Okay. And then Shul and Bubba was still going to the forest, and guys found some bones in a circle, and children bones, it seems. Okay, that's it's not that's crazy. And then What? Okay, so I just like look at this like, huh? Okay, so Rock and Nova went to go find some spooky stuff. So I guess you went researching for stuff. Let's see. Got info up, nice. Uh, did you guys find out that they went to the forest? I can't tell because it
In the
says right here
previous
that.
doodle, you could in like one of the previous doodles, you see Jewel writing a note and handing it to a baby. And then in this,
Oh, and the baby comes from the window.
yeah,
Oh, wait, the baby can fly.
Yeah. It had wings this entire time.
This whole time it had wings.
Yeah.
That's
They're just
funny.
tiny little wings.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of like a bee.
Okay, so that's how you found out they're in the forest,
Hmm.
and then you told Question about it, and then Question was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, in the forest, Bubba and Shul went to the shack. You guys, I guess you guys finally found it.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
you saw a creepy person smiling and with a shadow ghost, and then Bubba started talking to them.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the shadow ghost ran away into the forest.
Hmm.
She'll notice that the elf person started talking about a needle that looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh. And then Bobo was like, okay, and told Shoal about it. Shoal was like, what the fuck? And then I guess he started showing you images weaving through people, I suppose. And then he showed you a person and that there's a shadow behind a character or following them from the image. Who is this person showing you this lore? Okay. So that was
Someone
session
that
one.
has
It
way
seems.
better eyelashes in this rendition than in my headspace.
They are fucking fabulous.
Accent looking fabulous.
So that's what happened 2 weeks ago. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
pretty accurate.
Good
Not
job.
gonna
Good
lie.
job.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Really?
Not bad.
Pretty good.
job.
Okay.
Gold star for
Okay.
you.
Last week during my birthday. Um.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I cheated on you 2 weeks ago with Brendan. The
I love the blatant. I was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Okay. So last week, Morocco wanted to go get meat swords. I guess you haven't got the meat swords yet. I hope you got them because I'm starving. Um.
No, you probably ate several Cobalt Soul members. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
then okay, then it's fine. Um. Okay, so you guys decided to go to the forest with Question.
Yeah,
Oh, and then Nova started hearing the voices. Wait, that person looks familiar.
Mm.
Hmm. Same drawing. Could be foreshadowing. Okay. You guys started crunching on some small bones, some children bones. Uh do, do, do. Have you seen our friends? Yes. He 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 he. Okay. Wait, so was that person talking to Nova?
Mhm.
And you got an answer. Okay, good, good, good. Still surrounded by a bunch of bones. Not good. Uh, and Bubba was like, Faith? Hole's like, hmm. And then Oh god, Boa, did you fall into something right here? Did you trip?
I'm pretty sure that was a nat 1 stealth check.
That
Yeah.
that was stealth check.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was no check. Oh god. Oh, and it got you discovered by them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys reunited.
Mhm.
So the question reunited in the forest, which is probably fine. You guys hear scream in the distance. Okay. You guys hurry out, run. So you guys ran away from the screams.
Correct.
And Nova was in petrified mode again in the top left corner, it seems. But boom. Okay. It looks like you found a small person. The Bimmerock. But uh did they take out a knife and try to stab you?
Yes.
Gonna try.
Jesus. And then we'll put them to sleep. Okay. Question. And Shoal took care of them for a bit. And then you guys went back to the shack or leaving. I can't tell from the back of this one. I'm assuming you guys are leaving or fighting. I can't tell. While Shoal is holding the attacking person
Hard child.
or child.
Kidnapped.
Well, question
Kidnapped.
is it a
Good.
halfling or a gnome?
Is it a halfling? No, I can't tell. Those ears makes me think it's
Like an orc
It's a
baby, isn't
halfling.
it? I thought it was an orc child. I thought it was an orc child. But I thought her
Yes.
dad was an orc.
Yes, it is an orc child.
I think
What's an
Bob
orc
is
child?
Bob is just sowing chaos.
Mhm.
Yep, but it was funny, so we're gonna let it slide.
Look, it made me concerned. I was like, what are we talking about now?
Wait, did we abduct the wrong child?
So Zephyr, to catch you up, now we're on our way home to see what you did while you were unsupervised.
Yep.
I bet.
So that said, they
Okay.
were gone for hours.
Hours.
Yeah,
Jesus.
a long ass
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And with that in mind, Zephyr.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So
Thank you.
last we left you, you had been you had placed an order with your comrades for some meat swords. However, it had been a little while and they had not yet arrived. You were starting to get a little disgruntled by that. And you'd had some conversations back and forth with Marak mostly through the door of your current cell. But you you had not heard from them for some time. At one point you heard some muffled singing through the door. But even that has faded over time. Every once in a while you would hear just a little bit of shifting of movement. But for the last maybe 30, 45 minutes or so, that has even faded. What would you like to do? Is there anything that you're trying to do or accomplish while you are waiting in here in solitude, chained to the wall, and chained? Well, like your hands are chained together, your legs are chained together, and your hands and legs are also chained together as they are chained to the wall. So as you are sitting here in solitude, no meat swords, little sound from the outside. Is there anything that you would like to do?
I don't think there's really much I can do. Last time I tried to cast magic, but you said it wasn't really working, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you were having a little difficulty with that. I mean, if you would like to try something, you may.
Eldritch Blast! What that to do?
So you go ahead and try to cast an Eldritch Blast.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me. At this point, it's also just you're being restrained, and casting spells can, depending on the type of spell, can be quite difficult while your hands and legs are bound. So go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me to see how well you are able to cast this spell while you are bound.
Okay. 5.
5. So at this point, you feel just like it's on the tip of your tongue. You're kind of there's something, but you're just not able to get the movements you need in order to complete the somatic components of this spell.
Okay. Um. Is I forget. Is Wink in the room with me? Or
I'm
can't
gonna
remember.
leave. I mean, he's your familiar, so that's kind of up to you.
Okay.
You can make him in that room with you, as you have the
If I let
power
them
to.
outside, I can look through his eyes. Technically.
Yeah. So
Uh.
I'm gonna leave that up a little bit to your companions, as they're the ones that restrained you. Um,
I
Okay.
can't imagine that we would
you?
leave Wink inside though with a lunatic.
Isn't Zephyr able to just resummon him and unsummon him at will?
Oh.
So like it's kind of like we couldn't really put him in a box because he'll just like unsummon him, resummon him outside of the box. It's
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So
If that's the case,
I
Yeah,
don't
to
think we have
see him,
wherever
though.
Zephyr wanted to be.
Warlock familiars are pretty free.
Yeah. He can't summon him in a place that he can't see, but he can tell it to go a place he can't see. So
Yeah.
where do we feel is most likely that you have left your companion, Zephyr? Is he by your side or is he outside?
Um. I would like him to be outside. Just
With
so.
Fiona.
They're
Yeah,
snuggling.
because they did take Fiona.
Mhm.
So yeah, then they can be outside. I guess follow-up question then, because we didn't specify for Marak and Nova, did you leave Wink and Fiona with the box outside the room?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. Just wanted to double check. Alrighty then. So, Zephyr,
Okay.
so
I just
to your
want to
knowledge,
see.
Wink is where you left him.
Okay. In the room or right out, like right outside the door.
Last you had seen him, he was outside the door of the room.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna peer through his eyes.
All right.
Just to see
So
what's
you
happening.
sort of focus in for a moment on that connection with your familiar, and you feel your eyes open again, this time through more narrowed slits. You hear around. It does appear that Wink is still in the hallway. Him and Fiona are sort of curled up next to a sort of long crate that was not there when you entered the room. There does appear to be two individuals in this room, but they are in the hallway outside your room, but they are not your companions. They appear to be two individuals with vaguely cobalt soul attire, a little different from the researchers that you're looking for. A little more streamlined. Robes aren't as sort of covering and flowy, and appear to be somewhat armored. And they're just flanking the door that you are behind.
Okay. Um. Past. Um. Yes, not much I can do. I'm gonna speak out to the guards. Excuse me, sir.
Uh,
Are you able to hear me? I'm just
So you're
gonna.
speaking from inside the room, right? Or
Yeah, I can't
can
speak
your
through Wink.
okay. I didn't think that he could. I just wanted to make sure because I know you guys.
That's
He's a
true. Yeah,
special
yeah. It's just
snake.
specify that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's an Eldritch invocation that lets you do that.
Probably. I
Or
know
if
you
I
can
had,
cast spells through it.
yeah, I can cast
But
spells. I can't speak through them. Unless I had like an imp, then maybe. But unfortunately, he's not
yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's true.
it.
All
Yeah, so
right.
I
So
can only speak
you
through
sort of
through
shout out. Could you repeat what you said one more time?
I just go. Excuse me, sir. Just wondering where did my cap handlers went to?
You received no immediate response from outside your door.
Anyone here? I know I see you there. I can see you. Answer my question.
Um, are you so I imagine in order to like converse with them and stuff, you'd have to switch back to, not looking through the snake. So are you
I
going
think
back
I
and
can
forth between the
speak.
snake or
No, I
you
can
can speak?
speak. I can look
Okay.
through his eyes and speak through my mouth.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think that's right. You can speak, but just you have to be close enough to hear yourself or else it's one of those things where it's like you're speaking, can't hear yourself, which is fucking weird. But anyway, but yes, okay, so yeah, no, you're right, you can speak. And okay. And so through I think snakes like hear through vibration like bones, similar way to we do though. They just have like tiny little ear holes, right? Snakes can hear.
Yeah, they've had little ear
Um
holes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you kind of hear yourself through Wink's eyes.
Oh, like an
But
echo.
they yeah, a little bit. And you um at first there's no reaction from them, but then when you're like, we can see when you say that you can see them, you see both of them just sort of look towards the door. They inspect it before beginning to look through the rest of the room. Um, they are cautiously sort of looking around. And it's about few seconds later. If there's anything you else you want to say while they're looking, you may. Um, Otherwise, in a moment, they will notice the two snakes, one of which is looking at them.
uh, uh, I was like, it's just a scrying. Don't worry about it. I just want. I just want to know what you're up to.
Um, as you say that, are you still looking at them through Wink?
No. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, let me shut it off.
Um, okay, so you sort of disconnect it, and Wink goes back to doing what he was doing before. Um, and you do hear, through your own ears this time, just like the muffled sounding of like like something wooden moving, um, and no voices though. Like there doesn't seem to be much of a response.
Okay.
Not to plant ideas in anybody's head, but I feel like this is gonna be Zephyr's. How fast can I escape while they're gone?
Oh boy.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh boy.
Um.
So,
Wait.
what do you? Anything you're
I
doing
want to see
next?
something, but
Yeah,
I had to see them.
go for it.
Fuck.
What?
Damn it. I was gonna cast suggestion, but I was reading through it. I was like, oh, you have to see the creature. God damn it. Can't have shit. Okay. Um. Anything else I could do with that? It's just verbal. Mm. Um, can I freeze the chains with frostbite?
Which that's your cantrip.
Yeah.
You can attempt to, if you would like. It would be similar as the. It still requires somatic components. So, yes, you may try. You must roll a dex check to see if you're able to pull it off in the chains.
Okay. Can I do this for like an hour?
Okay. So you're going to spend an hour trying to break your chain
Yeah.
or freeze your
That
chains
way.
and then break them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right. Go ahead and have you roll 3 dexterity.
Yep. Roll 3 plus 3 so 6.
Right. So then go ahead and roll 2 more. And this will just kind of be an average of your attempts.
Cool. 14. And a natural 20. Let's go.
Natural 20.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I will say, let's see. I want to double check the
But
DC
the
that I have
magic
on
is
chains.
working in this room, right?
You're
Like,
like you
is
feel like you do have a little bit of connection there. It feels different. It's not that sort of that warm like green radiance that you normally get from your magic. It's a little bit colder, a little more faded. But it's more just you're having trouble because you are restrained being able to manifest the magic. If you had spells that don't require somatic components, you could probably cast those, you believe, without as much difficulty. It's just because of the nature of what you're casting, it's physically difficult. Um, with that, um, 1 second. I have to put up the chains. I forgot to pull those up. Yes, yes, he is. Um, okay. Um, it's about you've spent about 30 minutes attempting. And so far, like you've gotten like little bits of frost to form. You've gotten the spell to like sort of take hold, but you haven't been able to fully manifest it. And you're struggling significantly. Um, it is around this time that you begin to hear just you hear just like a shift, or it's almost a feeling in the area around you. You don't take much note of it, as it's almost just like a slightly cold feeling, but it's not too dissimilar from what you've been trying to manifest. Um, so it doesn't set anything off. Um, but a few minutes later, and a few more failed attempts to try and get this working, um, all of a sudden you see the where are you trying to focus this on? Are you trying to focus it on where you're connected to the wall, or where your hands and legs are bound? So it's basically you have handcuffs around your hands connecting them together, and then you have another set of cuffs around your ankles connecting them together, and then you have a chain connecting the handcuffs and ankle cuffs together that is connected to the wall as well. So where are you trying to focus this on?
I guess that one, the one that's connected to the wall.
Okay. Um And also, just to be clear, the room you're in is completely dark. You have dark vision,
I have
but
dark
they
vision.
did not.
Everything is gray.
Yeah. Um. Everything in here is very, very dark. There is a little bit of light that just barely seeps in through the hallway outside that is sort of permanently lit by magical light sources. Um, but it's just sort of the crack that allows you to see where the door is. Um, but with that, you spend a good bit of time of this, and that you feel like you're kind of getting somewhere is like almost like the area around you is getting a bit colder, and it's like, okay, this has got to be working, right? And then finally with
Yes.
one more attempt, you feel the chain in front of you go loose, and it appears that must have broken it or done something to shatter it, as 2 of the links have broken.
Let's go! One step closer to freedom. So I can move away from the wall now, right?
Yes, your hands and legs are still bound together, but you can move freely throughout the room.
Okay. What next? I guess I'm just gonna look around the room. It's probably nothing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and look around the room, just expecting anything. Of a slot or a hole behind a picture.
Okay, so you're just looking for anything that's off in the room. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage because of the darkness.
Okay. Okay. 9.
Alrighty. How long are you gonna spend looking? Are you just kind of gonna give the room like a once over look, or are you gonna,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look around a little bit.
Fair enough. So you begin sort of looking throughout this room, and first it's like there's nothing like, and your companions had sort of looked through the room a little bit with you before. There is a table on the opposite side that has it's like a pretty heavily built wooden table, but has seen quite a lot of wear, a lot of experiments and things have been done. It's a workbench, so it's seen heavy use, and it's a bit scorched in quite a few areas, as well as the walls have a few scorch marks. Um, you kind of sift through some of the sand that's left in the sand pit in the center, and there is like remnants of um, uh, like little bits of the glass, that sort of lightning striking sand, bits of these sort of like crystallized glass beads and stuff that have been left behind in here. But you're able to feel the bottom of the sand pit, and there's not anything hidden down the air you find. There's nothing on the walls other than a few mounting points or remnants of other sort of damage that's been caused to the walls in the past, but nothing really stands out to you as a loose brick or a clear exit. You even give the door a look for a moment, and there is it seems to be pretty heavily, it looks like it is designed to be open from the inside. However, the locking mechanisms and stuff here haven't been used, but it is heavily locked from the outside. um doesn't seem to be any clear way of exit. It seems like you're pretty much locked in a solid stone room. um, and I will say, like, from the time that you've spent in here, definitely looks like this room was designed to where whatever was being done in here was meant to be kept in here. Um, so you're not finding a lot more ways out at this point.
Okay. I'm just gonna look through Wink's eyes again, just to see what the guards have done different. I feel like
Okay.
they might have done something.
You look into Wink's eyes, and you are in a darker area than you were before. Before you were in sort of a bright to dimly lit hallway, as it sort of like faded in between some of the lights that got a little bit darker, but mostly a well lit hallway. Now you do appear to be in a dark area, and I believe, I actually don't remember if Wink has dark vision.
Yeah, let me
Let's
see.
I don't believe he does. Um, no, he does not. So he is in blackness.
Okay.
So it does, if you get him to move around a little bit, he seems to be somewhat restrained. almost like he's in a box.
Okay. Mm. You said the walls is made out of stone. So can I
The
use
walls of your
mole
room are made of
earth?
stone. Yeah.
Can I use mole earth to move
Let's see.
stone?
What does mold earth do? Earth. I suppose a dirt you see. Don't think you can do that if I remember correctly. See if the
To move a
stone is
portion
on the
of dirt
ground.
or stone that you can see within range and manipulate it 5-foot cube. And then has like a bunch of details to it.
Let's see. Target area of loose earth. Wait. Okay. So if it's loose earth, you can move it in a cube. You can make shapes and colors appear on dirt or stone. Spelling out words or images. If the dirt or stone you target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain. So I'd say that mold earth doesn't let you sort of pull a chunk out of the wall here.
Yeah,
There are more powerful spells that let you do that, but those are like 4th, 5th level spells. So unfortunately, that cantrip is not going to do. So I'm pretty sure there's a 4th level spell that lets you change a 5-foot hole of rock. So the cantrip lets you move loose earth, but not chunks of rock.
Okay. What can I do? I'm gonna shocking grass the steel door. Just cause fuck it.
Okay. Go ahead and shocking grasp. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
Okay. Oh, dexterity check.
Yep.
I mean, it was,
Let's
so
see.
I rolled to hit first because that's what I thought I needed to
Yeah,
do,
yeah, that's
and then
fair.
I rolled a dexterity check.
Yeah, so fair enough. But yeah, no, you are able to cast the spell. You don't really have to roll to hit the door with this particular instance. Because it's a door and you can just place your hand on it. It was more about whether or not you were able to get the spell casting off. If you were trying to attack it physically with like an axe or something, I'd have you roll to hit to see if you hit one of the metal bars, but shock and grasp is literally you just touch it. So with that, you reach forward and is there any particular part of the door that you're trying to damage here? It's basically a solid wood door with like metal reinforcements. And it does have some like cross bracing that would normally be used to lock it from the inside, but is currently loose.
Yeah, the hinges essentially. If I can
Okay.
target that.
You go for the hinges. Let me pull up my door stats.
Go for it.
All right. So go ahead and roll damage with shocking.
Okay.
Sure, it doesn't
9.
have 9 points of damage. Okay. So you reach for it, and I believe that's lightning damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lightning damage. So you cast a spell into the door, and you feel it take hold on the hinges here, and it definitely you see the hinges kind of glow red as the lightning hits them and sort of courses through them, dispersing throughout the rest of the door with just like a crackling hiss. There's a slight smell of burning wood, and appears that you have done a bit of work, at least on this side. It kind of smolders and smokes for a second, and then kind of everything settles after half a minute or so, but it appears that you did something here. Definitely did some damage to it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it again.
All right. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check again.
14.
All right.
14.
This time you're having a little bit more difficulty with the spell off. It gets off, but just barely. Like you feel like it wasn't as strong as the time before, and it kind of just like heats up the metal a little bit, but doesn't have that same sort of effect. It's around this time that you hear in your head a voice, familiar voice. You've heard it a few times recently. And just sort of calls out to you and, oh, you need a little help with that?
Laura, is that you? Yes,
Just
I desperately need some help to get out of here.
see that you're having some problems with your restraint.
Yeah, Laura, this guy is crazy. I'm just trying to get super save my crocodile form, and now I'm stuck in here in this dark room.
Yes, that power that you're having trouble controlling, yes.
Yeah, it's crazy out here.
Oh,
Like,
don't
I'm
worry,
not
I'm sure
crazy.
it will. No, of course not.
Yeah,
But I'm sure that power will be with you soon. It is quite a night.
I want to control it so badly. I can feel it in my veins. I just need to escape and have my freedom in order to embrace it. You know?
Oh, yes.
You know,
Yes,
Laura?
absolutely.
You get me.
Don't worry, I understand.
Thank you,
I
Laura.
already helped you with those chains that so unjustly adhered you to that wall. Maybe I could open
Yes,
that
you
door
do
for
grant
you
me these powers. I much appreciate it.
and get you any powers that you want.
Ah,
You know, there is a couple of individuals that are curious about what you're talking about. Maybe we'll introduce you.
okay. Are they also wear crocodiles? Apparently.
Not nearly as interesting, quite expendable.
Okay. Well, sounds good enough for me.
Well,
Now, how do we
if
get out of
that's the
here?
case, it's as simple as this. I open the door for you, and you are free to go, and we will go together.
You have the keys? But there's guards over there behind the door.
Oh, like I said, not nearly as interesting, are they?
That's true. They're just standing there. I have to look for Rock and Nova. I'm not sure where they took them. They're no longer there.
Oh, don't worry. Your friends are perfectly safe. I've insured it. We have insured it.
You got it covered. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's such a good comfort. Okay. As long as they're safe, then it's okay.
They are very, very safe. I'm sure at this moment they are having a conversation with our friends.
Oh, okay. You already have lock eyes on them. I mean, I guess so. You're the god of nature, so you can figure out where everything is as long as they're outside.
Oh, yes, we have seen many things.
All right, I think we should go meet up with them then.
That's a wonderful idea.
You're the best, Laura.
Absolutely. Now, we're just going to see what's on the other side of this door, yes?
Yeah.
And no matter what, you're going to go see your friends next, yes?
Yeah, we gotta go find them. We gotta meet up with them.
All right. Well, then, You. And the door opens just a crack. Slowly, just its hinges move slightly. You feel a sense of cold rush over you and everything in your area.
They turn up the AC, it seems.
Through the crack in the door, there is light for a moment, but then darkness covers the hallway. You hear a clamoring of footsteps and screams and shouts of two individuals, and the sounds of fighting happening just on the other side of the.
I can see it though, because my dark vision.
Yes,
Okay.
you can see, but do you open the door?
I'm gonna take a peek. I'm just gonna crack it a little bit just to see. What's the haps?
What you see on the other side of the door is two Cobalt Soul members. They are very they're dressed very practically. Their robes aren't quite as flowing. In fact, they're bound tightly around them in many areas. Their arms are braced with wraps and bandages, like ready for combat, if you will. And it appears that one of them is held up against the wall, while the other one is attempting to fight whatever it is holding them back. The one on the wall appears to be grasping towards their neck, and is trying to fight back something, but you're having trouble making out what it is that has them restrained. There's sounds of grunting and fighting. There's very little communication happening between the two of them, but they seem to be moving together and trying to fight back whatever this entity is. There's a bit of separation, like there's something between them that they're fighting, but you can't quite make out what it is from where you are. And there is a moment later when your vision is obscured as the one individual who is pinned to the wall is thrown past the door and lands in a heap in the hallway. You hear their body hitting the floor limply. The other one a moment later is holding their own a bit more. There you see punches flying back and forth. You see it's like they're hitting something in the air, but there's no physical form there that they are able to make out. You see them sort of look over their shoulder right at you for a second, you think, but then you realize they're looking past you. In the last second of this, you see them running straight towards you.
Oh shit.
And is there anything you'd like to do as this scene is unfolding? Or are you just watching?
I'm be watching. As soon as he comes near me, I'm just gonna cast Gust to push him away.
All right. You see him
That's a
coming
strength
towards you,
save.
but you realize at the last second, as he's about 10 feet away, that while you're sort of looking at him through the slit in the door, it looks like he's running towards you. He's actually going towards his fallen companion who is just past you on the other side of the door.
Okay, then I stop
Okay.
before I
So
cast
you
it.
hold it for a second, and you see just a flash of arcane light as they sort of slide past you, grabbing their companion and through a dimensional door that they have opened up, and they vanish through the hallway.
Okay.
The hallway is left dark and quiet.
What the hell was that about?
Voice return. Now you are free to go visit your friends like we agreed.
Oh, okay. That was pretty simple, honestly. All right. Pop open the door. Wait. I need to find my snakes. I can't leave them alone.
Yes, all creatures are welcome. If you pop open the door, you'll see that there is the only other thing left in this hallway, other than a few smears of dark liquid that have been recent additions, is a long crate almost directly opposite the door, and next to it is Fiona coiled up. and that is eyes on Fiona.
Okay, so I go ahead, open up Fiona's crate, and then go ahead and open up the other crate, which I'm assuming is what's Wick in.
So you open the long crate that was not here when you were originally led through this hallway, and yes, Wink is inside the crate, alongside of a number, dozens, even maybe more, because there are some small weapons such as darts and daggers that there are many duplicates of, like full sets of. So dozens of weapons, all with various shapes and shades of a familiar metallic glint overlaid of them. Silver.
Silver. Can't touch it. Does it burn
Yeah,
me?
you can touch it. The immediate contact doesn't seem to burn you, at least not at the moment, but it feels a bit uncomfortable on your skin.
Oh, okay. I still take it with me.
The whole crate?
Oh no, just my six.
Okay. Seriously. So yeah, you're able to. And you feel that cold sort of overtake you again. And the voice, almost like you hear it in your head, but it's almost like it's in your ear next to you. It's like it's more concentrated on one side, and just on our way we go, just in time.
Yeah. It's about to be the moon, or what do you mean by that? Because I need to make sure I get my powers in order. I have to do a ritual for you, you know.
Oh, don't worry. Your powers are well on their way.
Okay.
Just give
Sound-
it a few more. Yes. Then you begin to feel this sort of rage building inside you, Zephyr.
Okay.
Yes. Quite a special night this night is. You see, both of our friends, all of our friends, have been waiting for this night for time. Atha and Ruidus in their full splendor at the same time. Quite an event. Quite an event. And I'm sure that you'll understand this pivotal role that you're going to play. Zephyr, you feel yourself slowly beginning to lose control. And you feel yourself double over as a pain shoots up through your core. The coldness is seeping in all around you.
Okay. I'm gonna. What's it gonna do? Before that happens, can I try to cast message? No, I had to point. I have to know where they are.
Yes. So message has a relatively short range, but if you do know that there's someone nearby, you could attempt to message them. You do have a few moments here where you still have full control of yourself if there's anything you would like to do. You do know the building you're in, you do know the layout, but you don't necessarily know where your companions are in relation to that.
Yeah. Can I cast anything?
I will say around this time as well, you find that your chains are growing looser and looser. As you just hear the voice again. Oh yes, we can't have these keeping you under lock and key.
Oh,
Would
I need to be free.
unfortunate. And you feel a coldness that is overtaking you, and you're specifically centered around your wrists and ankles at this time, as they almost, you feel like, begin to frost over, and the chains more or less shatter as if turned to ice.
Quick question. It's
Mhm.
probably not gonna do a lot, but
Mhm.
can I try to cast guidance on myself in order to control me from fading?
So you're attempting to guide yourself.
Yeah, to like
Go
try
ahead
to stay in
and
control of myself.
yeah. I will say, you can. Is there anything that you're doing along with this guidance, or are you just trying to sort of center yourself for a little bit longer here?
I'm trying to like focus on Alora and try to see if I can um try to control the energy through Melora's magic, essentially.
All right. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay. Luckily it's pretty high. Fuck. Can I use I have one inspiration
Yes,
to
if you
make
would
it.
like to, you
So
may
how would that
roll.
work? Do I
You just
roll one
roll
more?
one flat wisdom saving throw, no advantage or disadvantage. Just roll it one more time.
Damn it. Okay.
And as you sort of try and fight it and you're trying to keep control of yourself, you find that you find it almost like overtaking you for a second and you fight back a little bit further. You're slowly sort of making it down this hallway and you just feel this coldness overtaking you and the voice a bit stronger this time. No, this is not how it is going to go. This is what you want. You want this power.
I want to
Want
control this power.
all of it.
I want to realize what it is
Yes.
for myself.
Oh, don't worry. You will be controlled. That is not the problem. But you must first let go. You must flow with it. Feel it flow through you. Yes, all the way through you.
I need to control this.
You feel it beginning to overtake you as you look down. You're viewing the floor from a bit higher up than you were a moment ago. Your hands and legs are growing a bit longer, and you feel yourself slowly succumbing to it as you continue to try and fight back. That rage within you growing like a bloodlust, hot and insatiable. Is there anything else you're doing? Is there anywhere you're going in this time? Any other spells you're trying to cast?
Um, okay. Show me in the map where we are right now. Can you, if it's
Like in the
possible?
city map?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. So, are you looking for anything in particular on it?
Right. Trying to get away from the city, like closest away from the city, if possible.
Oh, okay.
Or
Let me. There's something else you were going for?
yeah, no, I'm trying to. I don't think there's any other spot. But yeah.
Okay.
Let's just go with that.
Sounds good. Give me 1 second. I want to double check that I get the location right. I have the general area, but I want to make sure I point at the right building. And yep. Okay. So if you
I'm gonna touch you.
yeah, basically. So if you look at in maps and images, there is the city of Ank'Harel. If you look at the Gilded District on the far right,
Okay.
in the sort of the right section is the Gilded District, which is that whole plateau that rises there is the Gilded District. On the left side of the Gilded District is a white sort of pyramid shape. That's the roof. That is the temple that you are under. Is the temple of the knowing mistress.
Mm.
Temple of the mentor
Is it
is
like
specifically
the?
what this temple is called.
Okay, I think I see it.
Yeah,
That's
so
too far.
Gilded District, it's sort of the leftmost thing in the Gilded District on the plateau. It's like a white temple.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. Okay. Nah, we're too far. We're too deep in. Um.
I think I lied. I think I confused the two temples really quickly because they have similar names.
Okay.
It's actually it's the Temple of Memory and the Temple of the Mentor, and I flipped them. It's actually in the center of the Gilded District. There's a it's essentially right in the middle of the Gilded District under the text. There's a blue temple. It's that one. Makes more sense for the Cobalt Soul.
Ah,
Well, it's just like
actually,
a
that
blue
might
circle
work.
on the map.
Let me save image. Um, I'm trying to do. So what I'm trying to do is do dimension door essentially, and I'm trying to see if I can get away from the city.
Okay.
Um, that
So
one is a
you've
little
been
bit
through this area.
closer. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit closer to the edge. You will know that you are kind of in a valley here. So these mountains on the edge of the district, like there's essentially like a wall on the outside, but almost on this part of the district, it's almost a retaining wall. And then there's cliffs that go up. So there is there is essentially a mountain range on the other side there that kind of goes up there like rocky like red desert mountains that go up quite some height. Like you're kind of in the shadow of it here a bit. But that said, you know that with Dimension Door, you probably have enough range to get anywhere inside the temple and the library here that you've been. You could probably get onto the street outside. You might even be able to get over like let's say a couple buildings over. But just because of the nature of like where you are underground, mm, you could probably get close to the outside of the city, but you're not entirely sure if you'd be able to get um, outside. And keep in mind, if you're going to a place you haven't been, which you haven't been to the retaining wall out here, you've seen the area, but it's going to be a little hard to get that exactly right if you're just trying to go it directionally.
Oh.
So just keep in mind there's a risk if you're trying to dimension door someplace that you're not exactly sure how far away you are, because like if you could see it from here, or if you knew exactly where it was and it was well within the range, but you'd probably get close. Like if you just say like I want to go like eastwards, you could probably get close, but there's a chance that you'll end up someplace a little bit different than you were expecting, like on some random roof or something, or partially in a wall.
The comedy gold of Zephyr pulling this like escape and then just teleporting into the middle of like the mountain and like suffocating in stone would be glorious.
Right? Like a Minecraft character.
Because we'd just be like, where the fuck did he go? And then we'd never know. We'd never find out.
Yeah, I do believe, if I remember correctly, on Dimension Door, there is, so there is a chance if you get the measurements wrong in your head while you're doing this, that you will end up inside a wall or other object. It's not going to necessarily kill you, but it would hurt, and it probably wouldn't work. So I believe it. Yeah, you take damage and then the spell fails to like fully teleport you. So you could go to someplace you know, which is kind of like anywhere around the temple here, probably a few buildings in each direction that you've been. but you've mostly gone further into the city from the temple. You can go anywhere inside the temple, or around the temple. You've even been to the roof of the temple. But with one casting, you, if you try to go further to someplace you haven't been, there is a chance that it fails and you take some damage from trying to go inside of a wall, or a mountain, or a basket. I don't know. We'll find out. So just keep that in mind. There's some risks going places you haven't been before, but you can certainly try. It does have a 500-foot range.
Yeah. Just would it be enough to get to the mountains?
You
Like it's somewhat close, but it's also just lightly.
you are underground, so that does complicate it a little bit. You might be able to, but it would be a gamble, because it would be, you'd have to say, like, 500 feet west, or sorry, east. You'd have to say like 500 feet east or something like that. And if you do that, there's a chance it puts you inside a wall, or a mountain, because you haven't necessarily been there before. So maybe.
What should I do? Sounds
And just
fun.
keep in mind that it's not a straight line, because you're underground.
Yeah, it's going slightly upwards.
While you think about that, how's everyone else's popcorn?
Damn.
Tasty.
Tasty
Good.
Good.
The
good.
voice is the voice that, Is that the voice?
As always,
It's
we're gonna
Melora.
we leave Zephyr
We talking
alone for a
about?
short while, and we return to a fucking shit show.
For drawing's sake, is that the voice?
No,
is
it's
that-
Melora.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're not there, Zephyr. No,
What?
what's your question?
Don't
yeah.
listen, ever. But the voice that's talking as quote unquote Melora is the same voice like
Put earmuffs
that I
over Zephyr.
that I predicted last week.
yeah. I think
It
so.
may or may not be the shadow.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that
I
ran
knew
past
it.
us.
I
Call
fucking
her
knew.
faux Laura.
Yeah, you literally said, I bet that's going to find Zephyr.
Yes.
I got muted. That's crazy.
I wasn't going to, but then you gave somebody ideas.
Probably.
No, this was planned from the start. I wasn't expecting you all to go into the forest. Have a nice day. This was supposed to happen with you all there watching him. Oops.
Well, it's nice that two people had to die, so that Zephyr could have a little bit of freedom and couldn't sit still for 5 seconds.
ADHD is deadly.
Yep. But with that, I'm going to take his earmuffs off. Sorry, Zephyr. Things that were happening in different places at the different times, but you don't worry. Everything's
Okay.
fine.
Don't worry about it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Say less. Say less then.
Oh, yeah.
Zephyr's like, oh, some impending doom maybe? Oh, whatever, okay. good.
That doesn't concern me then.
It is what it is.
Oh, boy.
But with that, have you figured out what you're going to try and do, Zephyr?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it because why not? Sounds like fun.
You're just gonna send it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you are fighting against this sort of fury that's overtaking you, and you feel your body ripping and tearing in various ways and shapes, you sort of reach out and attempt to escape the confines of the location you're currently in. How exactly are you attempting to teleport through this dimension door?
Right now, the protractor.
I took out my calculator and I'm like,
He's aiming approximately 45 degrees up to
yeah,
the eastward.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I would say,
Blue
like, if you look
Mountain.
at the first part of the spell, you can give me like a direction. You can
One
give me an
creature that
angle,
you can
you
see.
give me.
You
Yeah.
can see.
What
is this? Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
You
Dimension door.
could attempt to visualize like the edge of the
You can
city, which you've
teleport
seen
yourself to
before,
an location.
or you could just give a straight distance.
Desire, which could be an visualize. We could describe by stated the distance, such as so be straight. It'll be upwards. So 500 feet.
I'll give you an example because you have been in this area of the city on the streets. So you've seen these mountains and you've seen these streets. You don't know how exactly far away it is, but you've never really been fully to the edge. But you could say something that has to do with like you're like you see the picture of where you're going and you can kind of like try to get there from here. Or you could just give a distance. But it's kind of like a small version of if you're using the teleport spell where it's like you want
I'll
to
just
teleport
tell
to the
you
mountain
I
range,
want to
but you're
go
not
500.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Okay.
just do that for me, Ryan. Just say that I choose to go 500 feet towards the mountain range.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you one last time. Are you choosing to go 500 feet towards your west, or are you choosing to go towards the mountain range on the outside of the city? Because those are very different things.
Oh, which was the other mountain? Well, the way outside of
Sorry,
the
right.
city.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
here, I'm gonna send the references. I'm just make sure that we're talking about the same exact spot.
Okay.
This is the shittiest I can draw in 5 seconds. So in references, you are somewhere underneath the building on the green dot, and you want to go in the direction of the red line towards the mountains. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling it was
Okay.
that blue circle.
I think you
okay.
should just go
So-
down.
Just straight down.
Down by the river. Is there a river?
That's where we've got to go, right? We need to go into the undergrounds.
Yeah. Might as well just get a head start.
This is in good faith. Don't worry.
All right. So, as you go to cast Dimension Door, what is the picture in your mind where that door is opening up? Is it a distance? Is it an angle? Or is it a location that you're trying to picture?
It's the location of top of the mountain.
Okay. So you are attempting to get onto the mountains that you've seen from within the city on the various times that you've walked this path. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check here. As you sort of begin to
What's with these
picture
shitty rolls,
this.
bro?
You
Crazy.
hear that voice sort of fall into your ear again and just no, that's not where we're going. You have to meet up with your friends, remember?
Let me take approval first. Stop doing this.
You push back and are able to manifest the doorway in front of you in this sort of shimmer of energy and step through. All right. Let's see. This is a 6.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you step through the other side, your lungs fill with a cold, refreshing blast of desert night air. And you sort of look up and you see the mountains in front of you. And I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. God damn it. 9.
All righty. You sort of take in the surrounding, and as the doorway closes behind you, you begin to feel a sinking in your stomach. That rage is momentarily averted by the feeling of falling as you lose grip on whatever loose ground you have, and you realize that you sort of teleported on top of it and have begun to fall.
Up where?
Sort of a cliff edge. Between the mountains and the city. This sort of a distinct, like plateau-like separation, and you are currently meeting it with your face.
All right, so I basically walk out, and then for a couple seconds, I'm just walking in midair, and then I look down, like, oh shit, and then I fall.
It's a
You
little
hold up a
bit, a
sign
little bit.
first.
Yeah, I go like, oh well.
Yep. So let me. Oh, that's a pretty good roll. I want to double check because I feel like that's a bit high. No, it just rolled well. All right. You take 32 points of bludgeoning damage as you bash your head, body, tail, and other things along the cliffside.
I'm down.
Uh,
I'm unconscious
wait, why was your health so low?
because I got fucking
Wait, what-
strangled by vines the same morning.
Oh, this is the
Yeah.
Jesus.
you
Some
never,
probes just
yeah, you
stall
never tried to
themselves,
get a
I
short
guess.
rest or anything.
What
We weren't gonna heal you.
Technically, I don't
you-
know.
Well, it might not change a lot, but
I mean,
I
it
would say
could.
like while you might have been able to pull it off, but I think that it was pretty clear that while you were in that cell, you were kind of spending a lot of your time pacing around and fuming over your lack of meat swords. Maybe you would have taken a short rest if you got your food.
I
but you never
was
got your
singing
food.
for a while.
That's true. Here,
Mm.
let's we're gonna roll for it and we'll see
Cool.
if you roll well, you are able to get a restful restoration during that time, and I'd let you roll your hit dice. But otherwise, you were not able to sort of rejuvenate yourself while shackled.
Okay.
So roll a Constitution saving throw.
On?
It's going to be a DC, con saving throw, DC 15. You get higher than a 15, you were able to find rest in the. I mean, you were in there for a number of hours.
So I rolled a natural one.
You actually hurt yourself while in there?
I rolled a fucking natural one.
Oh
You're actually dead. This was all a
I'm-
dream.
no!
This was the last thoughts of your brain as your consciousness left you. That was, you just
So
bled out
as
in the
you-
chains and the thing.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. So you during that time, unfortunately, were both extremely uncomfortable. Remember, I had said that silver was kind of like felt uncomfortable in your skin. You kind of just
True.
like you, due to the fact that you were chained up in silver, and generally were sort of just kind of in there by yourself, miserable. You're singing and trying to get over it for some time, but you're never really able to get that rest off that you were, or at least it wasn't rejuvenating in any helpful way. Kind of like when your mind might be rested, but your body's like, nah, fuck that. And you, so unfortunately, as you sort of feel the loose stone give out from under you on this cliff edge, and you plummet, your body is beaten, battered, and bruised, and you slowly begin to feel your consciousness fading as you find yourself come to a stop, sort of pinned at the base of this cliff up against a carved wall. And a moment later, a darkness overtakes you, but not that of your eyes closing. Just before they do, you just hear that voice again, and a pair of eyes looking at you directly in front of you as the light fades, and just, I now do it myself. And that is where you lose consciousness.
Mhm.
For the rest of the party,
That's where your
Oh,
problems
boy.
how
really
are you all
begin.
doing?
Oh boy, we got so much done today. Let's go home and have a nice relax.
Oh,
I'm sure
boy.
we should get a meat source so we can get to Zephyr. He's probably quite hungry.
Oh. Yeah.
So, absolutely, whatever your next plans are, go ahead and plan them out. I'm going to take 10 minutes here to get some more water, maybe a small snack, and readjust all my plot lines. Be right back.
Oh,
No, you need to check. We need to make sure we didn't accidentally abduct a hag.
Oh.
yeah, that's why I'm
So-
gonna take the girl to get checked out.
Bubba will
Joke's
do
on you.
a detect. We'll do a remove curse or a whichever one that I had. To see if we maybe that does something or dispel magic. Which one do you guys think is the way to go, or just do both?
Well, it depends on
Both.
how sure you want to be.
Pretty
It's
sure.
your resource, so
Hmm.
I mean, that is the same resource that they used to heal you guys if elephants ever come out of nowhere. So We're gone.
Dude, I was not expecting that. I
I
didn't
was
realize
like,
you
what
didn't
the
have that much
fuck?
health. I was like, oh, it's like 32 damage. That's really high, but he should be fine.
Yeah, I looked at my health. I was like, oh wait, I didn't heal up.
Yeah, I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. Rolled I rolled a lot of 6s and 5s on that.
Of course. I just been rolling
Um,
really bad, except for that one that's for
Mhm.
20.
Yep. Yep.
Naturally.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I was
Yep.
like, yeah, no, maybe you I'll give you a good chance to have rested. One. I guess it was fated,
I'm a
brother.
natural white, bro. Fucking hell.
Hey man, the dice decided this is how it's gonna happen. Oh,
Yep,
cool, you found it.
sure did.
Mhm. Mhm. So like these are really common in like like candy shops and like joke shops and just kind of like
you later.
touristy touristy shops.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
Never seal you
What are these drinks, bro? What?
Fucking dirt soda.
Yeah. They
What kind of
basically any
cash would taste
flavor
like?
because this was just like one of the
Oh
shelves.
man,
There's a whole
no,
bunch of
man.
them. And they're just like
That's fucking
weird flavors.
crazy.
Cream something people. What? Cream my people. What?
Cream of the people, I
Oh,
think.
cream of people.
Cream of the
Gotcha.
people.
It doesn't sound any
It's a
better.
close one.
Nope.
I'm sorry. At the top, there's something called gummy bacon, and that's just the most cursed thing.
Gummy
Ooh.
bacon.
Really, you don't think
It is.
you don't think gummy fries is worse?
Gummy fries.
Enjoy
Yeah.
your
Oh, there's a little
potato
cat
flavored
there.
fucking gummy.
Why is that cat edited in? Like,
Shut up! Don't look at that. Don't look at that. That's not
why
what,
is
that's
that
not what
cat-
that's
look
about.
edited
It
in.
was for Twitter.
Oh, that's the cat you take pictures of everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you edit it?
Yeah.
And you see, I want
It's-
you to know the orange underglow of doom on that cat is because the picture was taken next to a Costco sized thing of cheese balls.
Of course.
Uh,
The perspective is so funky on that cat.
it is. It's very different.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That cat looks so
I do
ominous.
love just the ominous. Yeah, the ominous orange underglow on the
Appropriate.
cat. Well, you know, he's thinking about destruction next to
Yeah.
what is
all
that,
these
Havana
drinks,
banana?
bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the
A
OG.
weird image as well. Background, it looks like the background has been photoshopped in badly.
It looks like he's on a fucking green screen.
Yeah.
It does, but that's the only real picture. Oh god.
Oh my god.
How small is this cow? How big are those cheese balls? I don't know.
Well,
Probably
Is
like
this
3
how big is the
centimeters?
cereal
centimeters.
box too?
It was big. We went to Costco. Big.
Let's go.
I actually don't know.
The
His
che- yeah,
name
the
is
cheese
Mr.
balls are
Smalls.
huge.
I don't know where Mr. Smalls is.
I want to say he's probably like 4 centimeters tall, like 2 inches.
Pretty good.
But yeah, no, he's good funny sodas. Let's see. Just realized I had a stat block I was making that I never hit save on. I had a bit of anxiety. So I was like, oh god, I never saved this. All righty. Ooh.
Stop the finger.
So you guys, everyone is back, right?
Yeah.
I'm big back.
Checking. Big back. Got it.
It's
So,
saying he's as big as a wine cork.
How big's a wine
That's fair.
cork?
We got a ruler.
About 2 inches.
Almost 4
He
centimeters.
is exactly 3.5 centimeters.
Mm.
Wow, that's nowhere near 2 inches.
It is 1.7
Are you
inches.
what the fuck? I don't think math is math, and dog. Is that math?
I was
3.5
okay. I was
equal 1.5 inches. I don't think that maths.
3.5 centimeters. Not quite. I was measuring a wine cork. What were you measuring?
Wait,
A
why do you have a
wine
wine
cork?
cork?
Well, I was measuring Mr. Smalls, but
Biggie Smalls.
Oh, okay.
Biggie Smalls.
Um,
I named the little guy
I-
Mr. Smalls.
Kitty Smalls?
I have a wine cork on my shelf of random knickknacks that's next to me because
Yeah,
it
and I
was-
had a wine cork in my purse from when I stole it from a fancy
Classy.
restaurant.
mine
didn't
is
steal it, they asked
actually
if I
of
wanted it.
the same cork from the same restaurant because you
Yes,
can
because
multiple-
we opened multiple wine corks that day or wine bottles that
It
day,
was-
and I took them both.
Wow, Elaine's an alcoholic.
I actually didn't drink any of it. It was all my coworkers that drank it, and I was like, I just want the corks, and I put them in my purse.
very fancy business dinner with very expensive wine bottles.
That's when the
Mm.
company went bankrupt.
Yeah, that was just a few months before.
It was like literally a month before.
Ooh.
They had like a pre-launch party and then they scuffed to the launch. They're like, this is gonna be great, guys. A new era. Decides to kill it.
Oh
Take it
my
out back
god,
and kill
dude!
it.
I
All right.
remember that like one of the people that was there, just really quick. One of the people that was there was like, "Oh my god, yeah, you guys like are called this company," and like the first word in the company's name is like it's like to be like an inventor of new things. You guys are meant for such great things, and I'm like, I like stared at her really hard, like, dude, okay. And then I left my job.
The ass kissing was very strong that night.
You guys were meant for great things, just in other companies.
Eventually.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So, but on that happy note, we last left off with you four, Nova, Morak, Baba, and Shul. You have just rescued this young orcish girl who has through a series of events left a little bit of a lasting memory with Morak, as well as been knocked out magically and is now sleeping in
It's
the
good she was
arms
knocked out
of
magically
Shul,
because
I
she was about to
believe.
be knocked out non-magically.
Jesus Christ.
Fair enough. It's a good thing you had that spell on hand. But then I believe Shul, you're the one carrying her, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I am the one carrying her.
Okay. And I believe you all started walking at least out of the immediate vicinity of the hut that you have left behind. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Correct, we are making for the edge of the forest.
And Baba, I think I don't remember if you had fully left. Was there anything? I seem to remember Baba you staying behind a little bit to look around the hut. Is there anything you wanted to do there before we leave the area, or are we moving on?
We were going to burn the place, but then we opted to not burn the place.
Okay.
No, Baba was going
Wanted
to
to make
burn the place,
sure.
and we all said that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Baba's just like
Oh.
waiting until we get to the edge of a forest to cast both detect magic, dispel magic and remove curse on this potential halfling, potential gnome, potential child. It's hard to tell the difference.
Okay.
I'm a little bit worried that dispel magic is just gonna dispel like. Oh wait, no, the sleep has run out. I forgot.
Yeah, so
it's just
she's doing normal.
Yeah, no, now she's just like out. Like kid after a long day at Disney World, just fucking gone.
But Diddy World.
every now and
Yeah.
again, like Mirax just like rubs his arm and like glares at the kid.
Oh.
Yeah, this blood, they made you draw your own blood. Only you draw your own blood.
I know, right? Only I'm allowed to make me bleed.
Yes, exactly. And so with that, you sort of are you going to the edge of the whole forest or just this sort of clearing where everything's taking place?
Like the edge of a forest in case we run into problems. Baba wants to have some resources available to blow shit up.
All right, fair enough.
What?
What do you mean what?
So, I thought that was pretty clear.
Yeah, like I'm not really sure where question marks are coming from.
I just didn't know we were blowing stuff up. That's all.
Well,
My
just in
bad.
case, like somebody wants to get fresh.
Yeah.
Nice callback. But all right. So you all spend a little bit of time traipsing through the overgrowth here. It doesn't seem to be as difficult as it has been at some points. It doesn't. It feels like you're kind of walking through overgrown pathways, and it still takes a little bit of time, 20, 30 minutes or so, but you're able to emerge from the jungle into one of the more paved and organized roads and paths that lead throughout the various points in the river district here and to the connecting districts on either side. And at this point, I take it, Baba, you're attempting to have cast things on the child.
We'll start with a dispel magic, I guess.
Alrighty. You go ahead and cast a dispel magic on the child. You don't find it doesn't seem to have like a spell or magical effect that it takes purchase onto. So you cast it, but it doesn't seem like much changes. Mhm.
Fair enough. And then followed up by a remove curse.
Alrighty. So I believe that's a touch spell, yes?
Touch spell. I got a poker.
Alrighty. So you Shul, are you still holding the child for this? Alrighty. So you lean over the kid who was passed out in Shul's arms, and leaning forward with I'm just imagining you like hovering over with a single little turtle claw talon finger and just pooper. And you let's see. At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or objects ends. If the object is a cursed magic item, it curse remains with the spell breaks. Its own attunement. The items can't be removed or discarded. Okay, cool. So you reach forward and attempt to remove the curse that you believe has infected this creature. And go ahead and roll a do. For you, it would be roll a check using your wisdom modifier.
Okay, that's a +5. Let's see if we can get this. We'll see if I have to burn inspiration. Okay, that's actually not bad. 18.
18. So you sort of poke her, and in a shockingly similar turn of events, you feel a chill overtake the area. You all feel this as the environment around you and the child in your arm, Shul, grows particularly cold. And there is a certain darkness, like the shadows around you grow longer, and while the two moons can be seen high in the sky above you, it does seem that it is as if they are not casting light for a moment, and you hear screaming and cackling. No, not yours to take. Voice that sort of echoes out from all directions. You push a little harder against it, Baba, and you just hear this hissing no, and this sort of black, shadowy face begins to look at you from the child's sleeping self. They begin to squirm and their brow furrows, but this sort of second face that's staring back at you with long eerie features. It's made entirely of shadow and smoke. And you feel it pushing back against you and your magic, Baba. There was a similar time where you tried to remove a curse from a creature. creature that you've traveled with.
Yep.
And it fought back in a very similar way.
That was
I do
experience now.
believe I do believe that that time you also realized that there was more than one thing that had a hold on it. This time you're not getting that sensation. You're not getting this overlapping series of powers, just one strong one.
Okay, this kid
Give me
isn't
1
turbo
second.
fucked.
God damn it.
Or as we call it,
Right.
Zephyr'd.
So
Oh man, you really Zephyr'd this. You really Zephyr'd it up.
Yeah.
And as you all see this, Baba is beginning to emanate this sort of warm light pushing back this shadow. And for a moment, it seems that he's winning. But after a moment later, the cackling begins to grow louder. And just, you don't have to try harder than that.
You have a bag
Baba
of
feels
baguettes.
your
What for
spell.
that?
Going to have to try harder than that.
Okay.
And you cast the spell, and all of a sudden, there is a flash, and all the shadows are banished from the area around you. That coldness lingering in your arms, Shul. That voice just sort of echoing into the distance. You feel like, Baba, you were almost there in terms of banishing it, but whatever it was just slightly stronger than you.
All right. Question. Not question that's walking with us. Maybe
My
a
question, like her ears perk up a little bit, huh?
No, not you.
Oh.
Never you.
Aw.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing curses are a thing that exists in the world in general, and there are people that probably to some degree specialize in breaking them, right?
That's a fair assumption.
I think they call them clerics.
Yeah, so I was like, is that generally clerics? Or are there like people that like, you know
So I will say that there's sort of tiers of this. In a lot of cases, yes, people of religious orders, but that's not the only individuals who are known to do stuff like this. But there are other there are different types of curses, and this is something that Question had conversations with Shul and Marak about. So collectively, between Baba's knowledge as a cleric and the knowledge that Marak and Shul have, as well as Question, who is there with you, I'll sort of just kind of spread it out. And this is just sort of a combination of brains between all of you and what you've learned.
He sometimes question.
There's different.
Yeah, spread it.
God. There is yes, clerics are often called upon to relieve curses, especially those of just sort of minor hijinks and like especially like that of like essentially like a playful nature. Like if a sprite or spirit plays some prank on someone and turns their skin blue or something like that, then like a cleric can often with ease sort of alleviate this
Turn your
like
teeth
minor
gray.
curse. Some items can be up but never placed down, and they're you're walking around with them for weeks, and because something essentially like almost like curses that are almost that of more of a prank level to some extent. And then there are curses that are done through more powerful rituals, where powerful things are often sacrificed in order to make this curse something that holds much more weight. And that is something that often your dime store cleric or street hawker of or fortune teller is probably not able to help with. And those are things that higher level priests, that's the kind of thing where it's like you go in to get help from a big church, right? And the cleric
Mhm.
goes to help you, and the cleric goes running out of the room screaming, and they go get the head priest for. Um, and so like there's that level where it's like this isn't something that just anyone can help with. And then there are this other sort of magics, things that things that Question has been putting together notes on, things like lycanthropy and these blood curses that sort of hold on to individuals, um, to a point where, yes, you might need powerful magics that require expensive components in order to counteract them, but you might also need specific circumstances or rituals in order to undo the curse. Um, and I would say, based on Shul and um, Question's research into hags recently, and just your knowledge of them, you do think that whatever it is this creature is holding over this child might be in that nature of the hag could undo it if they wanted to. Most certainly. Um, Maybe you could undo it, but you might need to um, put a little bit more. Might need to figure out what the nature of it is, find out how to sort of reverse it. You might need to seek aid from someone who has uh, knowledge of, um, you know, spells and components that help to amplify the power of this, or possibly, in this case, maybe it is a fight of the will between the caster and the cursed, where it seems like Baba, you were confident in able to overpower it for a moment, but um, the hag had pushed back just a little bit too much, and maybe her focus might be elsewhere someday, and she's not able to, or maybe you just simply need a bigger hammer.
Well, that's some old owlbear shit right there, I reckon. I think we're gonna need to build the big crossbows for this one, so I got some recommendations. Um, Sure, you hand the munchkin to me, and I'm gonna hot foot it to the biggest temple I can find in this wasteland. And
Okay.
you need you're good with the books and the letters, so if you want to find out about what you can about them hag curses, uh, maybe that'll help us. And
Yeah.
I suppose somebody's got to tell Porridge Man that his daughter's a bit worse for wear, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to seek compensation for the stabbing.
Amarak, you want to go talk to the man then, to Porridge Man?
Yeah, I'm going to sue him.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Is that a civil or criminal suit? Because it's technically assault and battery as well.
Did you have an accident at work that wasn't your fault?
I work with computers, never happens. So Baba would probably know his way around temples, or like he'd probably be able to identify a building as a temple or a church or whatever,
Yes.
right? Okay, what's the
Yes,
biggest
most.
one Baba's seen in this place?
Okay, let me double check.
Casino.
Casino.
Temple of Greed.
Yes, so there's a Temple of Greed that you're quite familiar with. Spend some time in there. But no. So obviously, getting the obvious one out of the way, the Temple of the Mentor / Knowing Mistress, that I keep mixing up the name of, is the Cobalt Soul, and that is technically a temple of a god of knowledge. So there is that. That one you will be familiar with. Let me see what other temples here. Libraries. Libraries. Um, um, believe that this one is not Divine Temple. Two okay, lots of knowledge and trade. I'm trying to see because you guys haven't gone to a lot of them. I will say that this is definitely a city from your experience also that is a bit more centered on uh let's see, a bit more centered on trade, commerce, and knowledge than religious virtues. That
Knowledge.
said, you will know that I will say just from your time spent here, you will know that sort of religious worship of all the prime deities is welcomed, and worship of betrayer gods is handled aggressively.
Frowned upon, you mean?
Yeah, frowned upon capitally. Um, um, but that's not too dissimilar from many places that you have been before. But and especially probably very similar to the Menagerie Coast of what you are familiar with, Baba. Sort of, yeah, no, you're welcome to worship any good gods you want, not the bad ones. Let's
You
see.
can worship anyone as long as they're the ones that we have predetermined to be good.
Well, that's the Dwendalian Empire. They have a list of 5 that you're allowed to worship open.
Only 5? Oh, that's a very specific one.
Yes. Whereas places like Ank'Harel and Menagerie Coast, you can worship any of the prime deities, who are generally any deity that is fully neutral, like a nature deity, or good, insert other alignment here. Anything that falls under to the evil, insert other alignment here category tends to be not so that's a gross oversimplification, but kind of good way of thinking about it. I do believe that I'm going to double check. But I think the largest temple might actually be the library. But I'm
Yep.
gonna check one more site. Is there
I
anything
think they're
else
getting
that the
pretty
rest
sick
of
of
you
us
want
there.
to do? Is there anything that the rest of you want to do while Baba is searching for the largest temple that he has found in the city?
Nah, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Probably just
Go
gonna.
back to
So
Colosso, make sure Zephyr's still alive.
yeah, so Baba is looking for the temple, and where are each of you going, and are you all together?
I'm gonna stay with the group. I've got nothing that I'm specifically out to do right now.
I thought you were gonna go talk to the dad.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not in a rush. I'll get around to it. We have to speak to him later anyway. Tell him his daughter's fucked.
Somebody's gonna take meat swords for Zephyr as well.
Who has the beat swords? Is it Rock?
Well,
Nobody has
I don't
meat
think we
swords
have
at the
anything
moment.
right now.
If Marak has the meat swords, they're not getting to Zephyr.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh right. Fucking Shul and Baba had them, but they slowly got eaten over your adventure. Got it.
Sure, can you check if a meat sword man is still open? I bet Zephyr would love
Mhm.
some hot meat right now.
Yeah, I'll go there on my way back. I'm a little hungry.
Thank you
Maybe
kindly.
Kara wants some.
I don't think she's in an eating mood right now.
I think she got enough when she bit a chunk out of my arm. It's fine.
You really need to get over that. I've seen you cutting on yourself all day, every day.
It's different.
Alrighty. So final note there was you are all 3 of you going together back to the Cobalt Hole.
Sounds like
Okay.
it.
Alrighty. That sounds good. See. Temple of the Mentor. Alrighty. So Baba, there is most of the holy sites, with some exceptions to the nature gods, of which you have found not as many. like predominant temples of, but most of the holy sites are in the keep saying guided gilded district. It's guided district, which is where the Temple of the Mentor is. There are a few there that are less temples and more just sort of open sites of worship, a little bit breaking from that that sort of notion. One of them is sort of at the heart of the guided district, and it is a large courtyard that you have passed quite many times, and essentially has a holy worship site centered around a large well that is known as the Blessing Well. It's used in many religious ceremonies, and yes, so there is that. There is also see. Uh that is not that. There's a couple more. But that one, the Temple of the Mentor, which is the Cobalt Soul, and the memory Sentinels. There's one more location. I want to double check that it's what I think it is. Um. Uh. uh, Okay, there's another building in there, but I don't. Of the city that you would probably have just sort of overheard bits of and maybe seen bits and pieces of here and there, depending on where you were. It is a necropolis that is carved into the cliffs along the edge of the district, and it is has a temple to the who is referred to here as the Dusk Maven in it. So those are probably the largest religious sites in the city. Is the Cobalt Souls Archive, the Temple of the Mentor, the Blessing Well, which is in the same district, and the what is known as the Crossings of Eventide, which is the necropolis.
Which one seems like so? Last time we met, Bo was in hanging with the Cobalt lads. They didn't seem particularly priestly, right? Like there wasn't a lot of like temple activities going on there. More scholars or anything.
It definitely isn't what their form of worship is definitely different from what would be like often is associated with like this priestly behavior, as the god that they worship is a god of knowledge. Sort of the preservation and the freedom of knowledge is how they worship their deity. So take that how you will. It is definitely a different type of temple than what you might think of for like a god of light or life or justice or something like that. That in some parts of the world would have these grand illuminated temples with a lot of sort of worship and spiritual seeking. This temple is far more focused on information and the spread of knowledge and truth.
Right. And so you said the other ones were.
So one of them is a more non-denominational holy site, and then there is the necropolis, which within the necropolis is a temple to the deity that is known in this area as the Dusk Maven.
Fuck it, let's go check that one out. That seems the most likely to work. If not, we'll go check out the nerds.
Alrighty.
Does Question look offended?
Question's not with Baba, so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she
Unfortunately
kind
or
of
unfortunately.
sneezes and looks offended, and she doesn't understand why.
I wanted her to hear that. That's sad.
Alrighty, let me check the crossings of Eventide. So I will say that you will probably get there after because you have to pass by the rest of the group. So we will go to them first. You guys are going back towards the Cobalt Soul, yes, with question.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay. Just finally checking because I was like, okay, they've split the party again into 3 parts. Are they going to go for 4? Going for 4.
Four. Can I get a 4?
uh,
4. Can I get a 4?
4? Can I get a 4? Can I get a 4? 4, 4. I got a 5, 5. We're going on 5 now. 5. We have 4. Are we going on 5?
The party
And
splits
so
up.
with that,
We all leave.
we all leave. Alrighty. So as you begin heading back throughout the city, it is sort of well into the night at this point. All of you had set out around sunset or dusk. Well, Chul, you had set out around sunset or dusk, but that was many hours ago, and quite a few trials and tribulations between now and then. And now it is well into the evening. With that, the twin moons light the city up quite well at night. And you are able to, without much difficulty, find your way back to the other side of the city and to the footsteps of the temple that you have been calling more home every day. Um, as you approach, you are met with a little bit more guard than you are used to. The doors of the temple, which often are watched over, do appear to be closed and watched over. Um, and Question sort of immediately notices the difference and steps up the stairs ahead of the rest of you in a bit of a hurry in order to consult with one of, whereas there's normally 2 individuals just sort of keeping watch over the streets on the outside, and occasionally will they are also individuals who can be asked for help and they will guide in. Think of like a doorman, someone who can keep an eye out, but also help an individual in need as they approach. Um, they are also flanked by 2 other individuals who are sort of talking back and forth off to the side and keeping an eye out on you. And they sort of gauge you all as you approach. They are a little bit less inviting looking than the standard helpers at the door. And with that, question sort of runs up and asks, what has happened? Are any of you going up as well, or are you just sort of proceeding as usual into the building?
I'll go with her.
All right. So a moment later, a moment after question, sort of whispers under herself, like, something's not right. And dashes up. You follow after her just a few steps on the stairs behind. And she comes up to the two operatives who are standing there having a hushed conversation, and she's just is something off? Normally the is not and they just look back and forth, exchange a bit of a glance, look towards question, and then look towards you, Shul, and you feel their gaze sort of analyzing you, looking you up and down, forming an opinion, looking over your companions as they gauge you. And the one individual will pipe up a little bit softer than the other one. Uh, yes, no, there is, well, no problem that needs to be worried about for now. But just be careful. Um, the other one will pipe up. That's not entirely true. There was a problem. It has been removed, at least from the time being. Yes, but we had two of our maybe you were right. I think it's best that the curator deals with you. Question. They have been looking for you as some of our
Nope.
witnesses were said to have been there at your behest. So if you know anything about this, maybe it's best that you talk directly to the High Curator, as I do believe that they were last seen with the witnesses. Question, sure you can tell question is bead of sweat sort of forming on their brow as they sort of swallow. All right, I'm sure it's nothing. I'll go right in and speak with them. And they sort of grab your arm a little bit and lead you towards the door.
She's
though-
gonna go on a date with me, guys.
You all see just a brief exchange between the four of them before question begins leading Jewel into the temple here. As you all enter, are the rest of you coming in as well once they sort of head in? All right. So as you all enter, question begins sort of leading you off to the side before the woman at the desk sort of pipes up, young human-looking individual. Yes. Question. The High Curator has been requested your present. Question is like, yes, I'm on their way. But they are not in their office at the moment. They are in the infirmary. And just question just stops cold.
Yeah.
I see. I'll head right there. Yes, absolutely. They have been waiting. So hurry up.
Ooh, somebody's in trouble.
No. You're in trouble.
I smack Maroc in the arm.
I'm not even there, bro. What do you mean?
Right in the wound.
You mean you're not even there? Did you stay outside? Oh no.
You were the only one that went in.
I went in.
Oh,
Okay.
Dova went in as well.
Then I'm not standing out here by myself. I'll go in then.
Get smacked in the arm. Roll d6 for damage.
So with that, if you would like to punch him, you may. But otherwise, question was just this is not good. And she'll sort of take a turn. She was heading in one direction, but now sort of turns 90 degrees and heads a bit further into the temple. And she's just sort of mumbling, kind of to you, Shul, but kind of also just
listen, look. If anything happens, you can blame me, okay? They kick me out is whatever. I've been kicked out before, all right? We just, anything, just dump it. All right, cool. Sound good. It's my fault. I left. I should have just
sort of
came
looking
back.
at you with like just sort of pure panic behind her glasses and just it's just I asked them to do me a favor and watch over your friend. That's the only people I talked to.
Right. But that's my fault because if I was here,
Tell
that
them
wouldn't
she'll
have
use
needed to
suggestion
happen.
on you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Do that.
No, that's no.
That's
that
way
would
more
be,
illegal.
far
Yeah.
worse. That is far worse. No, we'll just we'll get all the information first, but it's best that we just be honest. Lying to them would only make this way worse.
Honest.
I wonder if nerds do death penalties.
Ooh.
They'll just best that we just answer any question truthfully, and also find out what happened. Maybe if and she sort of looks towards the two of you behind. I don't know if you want to check on your friend, but I have to go. I have to go.
I suppose we
she-
could.
Yeah.
Before she goes, I'm just gonna like look at her and be like, I'm sorry.
What'd you say? You cut out of it.
Oh, I'm just gonna
To look at her and go,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at her and be like, I'm sorry.
She'll sort of
Sorry.
towards back to you. She's, um, I know you were doing something important, and there was a child. And I understand that, but maybe it's best if you come.
But hey,
Okay.
you getting a bit forward there?
I jab Rock in the shoulder again.
In that wound.
How hard are you jabbing him?
Not that hard. Just
Roll attack.
Right,
Yeah.
like do damage.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. It sounds like you might be hostile. Would you like to roll an attack?
no.
Alrighty. So she just all right. Then I'll follow me, and just maybe it's best depending on what's happened. You uh let me do the talking. But I'm sure they'll have
Mhm.
questions for you.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Alrighty. All right. And she's sort of like takes in a few sort of shallow breaths, and then okay, this way. And begins heading towards. They go sort of along the sides of the main central library before cutting off in one of the sort of side branching hallways. And this way before it goes. A little bit towards the back of the building, not too far from where the stairs are that head up towards the upper floors and the offices. But staying on the ground floor here, it shoots off a little bit behind the building, and you will see you through a number of sort of storage rooms and other hallways. You are eventually brought into um, a large room with a number of cots of various sizes, and there are some tables with equipment. This is very much like a center for treating those who are ill and infirm. There are tools. There are various jars and containers of all sorts of um, various substances. There is stores here that you can see are used for rations and other more shelf-stable consumables. Several large barrels of water, and there are currently a number of these beds that are occupied. About 4 at the moment. Maybe another dozen or so that are empty. Um, but 2 of the beds seem to be held by individuals that are currently resting. Can't see too much wrong with the first one. The second one does seem to have an arm that has been wrapped pretty thoroughly, and you can see burn marks like sort of peering out from some of their wrappings and scarring on the side of their face. And then towards the back of the room, there is a gathering of several individuals around 2 of the beds. One of the beds has an individual who's sitting upright and appears to be currently conversing with both 2 priests as well as the high curator who you've had several interactions with recently. And the other bed has an individual which is being attended to directly by 2 more priests. They are dressed very similar to many of the other librarians and such in the temple here. They just have coverings over their robes to protect them. And their arms have their sleeves on their arms are much shorter and have been tied up. And as you sort of approach, Question will sort of let go of your arm a little bit in your hand and just take a few steps ahead of you on the way up. She will stand sort of at attention, waiting for the conversation between the High Curator and the aide next to him to finish before just, you asked for me, I heard. And we are going to cut back to the other two, because I take it that you did not follow Rock and Nova.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like a personal thing.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we're gonna head towards Zephyr's prison.
Alrighty. So, going in a similar direction to where you originally were before question diverted, you go down towards the kind of barracks and housing areas here within the temple before taking another floor or two down, past the training halls and sparring arenas, down towards the sort of less used rooms that you had sequestered the Zephyr in. Upon entering the hallway, of which he was barred behind the last door at the end, you are immediately sort of greeted by a shift in the lighting as the sort of neutral, almost in some ways daylight colored lighting that fills much of the um, internal halls of the buildings here shifts to torchlight, as the lighting that has been in this hallway and kept it lit while you are here appears to no longer be working. Instead, there is a number of individuals with various forms of torches and lamps that are set up in this hallway. It appears that there's at least 4 that you can see from here, and they are just sort of scouring over. There are tags of like parchment that have been left at various places on the floor. There is the box that you had left there is open, and it looks like they have looked through it a bit. The door to where you had left Zephyr behind is open, and they are sort of looking over both sides of it, as you see an individual who is inside the room sort of stepping out and looking at the door, while another one is still on the outside. Appears they're doing some sort of investigation. As the two of you pause at the end of the hallway, what would you like to do?
Walk up confidently and ask what happened.
Alrighty. You
So what
following in
seems to be
same
the problem
sentiment,
here,
Nova?
boys?
As you approach, Nova, are you trailing behind?
Yup.
I want to walk up with like the
Okay.
confidence of like a police officer arriving at a crime scene,
Oh boy.
Alrighty. Fair enough.
because that's how I feel.
Mhm. Go ahead and just for me, go ahead and roll a performance check. 'Cause I'm
Oh,
curious how
these
well you
always go
pull
well
off.
for me. Performance. That's a 16. Not bad for a -1.
Alrighty.
I can't complain.
Fair enough. So you confidently stride up, and you just ask what's going on. And the closest individual sort of looks up from the floor where it appears that he was investigating what appears to be some sort of blood stain or smear, and looks towards you and just, sorry, is there something that we can help you with? We are currently investigating the events of the night.
Same.
Sort of looks between the two of you. All right. I can't say that I recognize you. You members?
We are a special unit that was hired to deal with something, and this is related to that.
I see. I see. I'm sorry, but this is a bit of a sensitive matter.
I
So
bet I know
unless
more
you
about it than
have-
you do.
Well,
So, you know
by all
those
means.
silver chains you found in there? Didn't expect me to know about that, did you?
All right. So
Oh God.
I am willing to take it that you do know a little bit more than maybe you should. So what is it that you know that can help us with this?
We believe that there was a person in here being watched because they were believed to be, some sort of curse on them, and it seems that they got out, and they really shouldn't have.
Oh boy.
He's sort of the investigator in front of you sort of looks back over his shoulder towards one of his companions, who he sort of gestures up forward. And they exchange whispers in a tongue which I do not believe either of you speak. Nope. But
I know Goblin.
yeah, just had to double check really quickly. And after just a few sentences back and forth, they just, all right, so you said that there was a cursed individual being held here. And they very clearly break free. When you say cursed individual, how is it that you mean? You seem to know a bit.
I'm not sure if you are authorized to know that much, so I need to keep quiet about what I'm talking about here.
The individual says with a bit of a tone, I guarantee you that whatever it is you're keeping secret, you do not have the authorization to hide from me. So
I have the authorization to hide things from anybody. I don't need permission to do that.
I feel like because the DM made him French, Maroc is even more standoffish.
Listen,
my instincts are kicking in. Okay, leave me alone.
I for some reason decided when you first showed up in Ankara that was the best I had for their accent. And so this is how many of the natives here speak, and for that I am sorry. I don't have much else. I don't have many other accents because they're not German, they are not vaguely Celtic, they're not
Have you
Spanish.
considered French?
What if everybody in Ankara was
I have
Irish?
a small list. No, that's a different part of the world.
Which part of the world's that? I want to go there.
You haven't been there.
Well, whose fault's that?
Screw it,
That's
go
yours.
there. Let's just go there right now.
But I don't have Persian accent on lock. I'm sorry. I have a small list of accents.
I'm sure there are YouTube tutorials.
Can you talk
Yeah,
about like
probably.
Can you talk like that weird fly insect from from Star Wars prequel movies?
Fuck.
Grebo?
Yeah, Grebo, that's the one.
I don't think that will make you like them anymore.
It's pretty hard to make one that will make me like them less than French. So
fair enough. But that is what is what we ended up with. Anyway,
I'm just being a nuisance.
He's speaking with a Marquesian accent that, for some reason, unfortunately, in today's day and age, sounds like French. It's definitely not supposed to.
I remember the days when France used to be a bustling jungle full of orcs and elves.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If we're going back to it, thought I had like a solid 4 more weeks of you exploring that temple before you teleported here overnight, and I was not ready.
Well,
and
you
so
telling me
I
there was a lot
panicked,
more
and
to explore in that temple? Wait.
there was a lot more to explore in that temple.
Really? I thought that was it.
I mean, whose fault is it that the place basically got exploded?
Yep.
Not ours. Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody who's here in Corel right now.
Yeah. I thought you were going to finish exploring the temple. I thought you were going to go back to the town and like get answers and talk to NPCs about the story threads, retrieve your potted plant. Thought there was like in-world weeks of content there, because there was. Then you left. I had not prepared.
Look, man,
so I ended up with French.
That's how we end up French.
Yeah, that's why we have French.
So you're using French as a punishment now.
Can you
Yes,
can you do Lebanese instead?
Don't know what that sounds like. I'll get back to you on that.
It's like a mixture between French and Arabic.
That does sound like where it should be.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That would probably be better. I'll get back to you on that one. But for now, just imagine that it's nice like that. But yes, no, I panicked and vaguely French was the closest you ended up with. Anyway, out of world lore aside, they have a local accent, and you sort of buttle back against them, and they see that their sort of frustration and their seriousness grows. I need you, Marak, to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Ooh. You got this.
Wow, that's rude. That's a natural 20. Fuck this guy.
Wow. Fuck the French.
Wait a minute.
Alrighty. So with that, you,
Am I aware that I just made a wisdom saving throw?
yes, I was about to say. I think actually, let me double check the effects because there might be a specific thing that it says if you succeed.
You little bitch.
Oh.
Actually, I'm not sure that you do. Let me see. Because I think I might have jumped the gun on this.
Does it have does it have somatic components? Because that's usually a bit of a giveaway. If I'm talking to someone and they're like, "Whoa!"
I will say you are aware that they after sort of the shift, they do appear to your knowledge and your eye, they do appear to cast some sort of spell in front of you. It's subtle, but they're right in your face, so it's hard to.
Well, that was rude. Should I take that as a hostile action?
Hmm?
I'm
That's
asking
up to
him.
you.
I'm asking him.
They're just like hostile. I would hope that you would, because that would make settling things here a lot easier.
Oh
But,
my god.
Fight.
Don't fight.
Beat him up.
As it
Have his
were,
dick twisted.
What?
I have no I have no ill will towards you. I am just trying to get
It's
towards the bottom of
Zephyr
you.
in the wind.
Like that's like the first thing he said in the last like hour. Just
The echoes of Zephyr in the background. But you, in response, you just, by all means, take it as a form of escalation. We will get to the bottom of this quicker. But for now, I have no hostility towards you. Simply feel you are not sharing everything you know.
Well, that's intentional. Because I'm not sharing everything I know.
All right, then. So, why don't you fill in the gaps?
Uh-huh.
So, someone we know was put into this cage because they have a tendency to turn into a crocodile on a full moon. And as you know, it's a full moon tonight, so we put them in this cage and, tied them up with silver shackles, and we're going to watch him all night to make sure nothing bad happened. But then some of our friends were in trouble and sent us a letter saying that they were in some forest, so we had to go get them and leave this guy unattended. So we asked some guards to keep an eye out on him, pretty sure that he wouldn't break the chains or anything, because I'm not really sure how he managed to do that, but he did, it appears. So now we're here.
And I will say that you will notice that the chains are behind him on the floor, at least most of them, and have been broken into many pieces.
Yeah.
So like you would probably have noticed it around the time that that he turned around to talk to the other individual. So when you sort of fill in this information, you just, all right, now you're getting somewhere. So is it common for this friend of yours, Zephyr, was it, to
Yes.
how would I say, break free from these shackles?
This is the
Is it
first time we've
something that
shackled
you-
him. But last time we just beat him up and then like dragged him through the desert for a few days until he got better. This is only like his second time transforming, I think. I don't know, because I didn't know him for the first full moon that would have come before that.
Mhm.
So we were trying to take all the necessary precautions, but our friends decided to go investigate something, and they sent us a letter saying that they were doing it, and we assumed it was a letter asking for help, because you don't send a letter telling someone that you're going to be somewhere if you're not expecting help. And so we went to help them, and now we're back, and it looks like something happened while we were gone.
I see. Well, most of that at least seems like most of the story, so that is good. We're on good footing. Thank you. So
If it helps, the thing that we were dealing with was like a missing child in the city, so we were doing good things. It wasn't like our friend wasn't like, "Oh man, we're drinking at a bar. We need some help." Like,
We have too much booze here.
Towards you.
Yes.
It looks back towards you, and you see, like, especially in this moment, his eyes are sort of flittering back and forth, almost like he's reading a book or something like that as he's looking towards you.
I think that's called
and-
nystagmus.
They just, alrighty. Well, I hope that whatever it is you ran off to deal with was successful.
It was.
In the meantime, one thing that we would like information on, you say that your friend was lycanthropic in some form. I take it that is why you've stolen several several weapons of
Well, we didn't
silver
steal them.
or
We asked to
slightly
borrow
magical
them.
nature. And who is it that approved this?
Oh
As
no.
these are not given out so generously.
You know, I'm not really familiar with the people here yet, so I don't know the exact name. But we asked and they were provided, so I don't know much more than that.
He sort of gestures towards the second individual who just sort of has been kind of taking notes in a journal this whole time. And
Smile.
a few words are exchanged again in Marquesian. And they just first individual looks back towards you. Again, kind of staring at you very intently. Alrighty then. Thank you for filling that clue in. And you say this is a lunar cycle, and it is generally on the first night of the full moon. Yes. Tonight?
Yep.
And how long did it last time? This hours, days, months?
Like a day, wasn't it?
It was like 3 days, wasn't it?
Like 3 days last time.
Yeah.
Okay, then that was a long time ago in reality versus game.
2 years ago.
True.
A month ago, 2 years ago.
And it was also about
Oh.
4 months long as well, so
All right. So,
yeah.
About 3 days, and in your, I take it, somewhat professional experience, how dangerous was this individual? Is this something that a farmer would be able to fend off, or is this something that you need a large group of skilled individuals to apprehend?
I wouldn't say a large group of skilled individuals, but maybe 3 or 4. I mean, me and my friends did it, and we weren't super strong at the time.
And
it helps to have
lastly,
magic, I guess.
And silver.
Yeah, and silver, which we made sure that we had plenty of it on hand.
Right. So then last, important question. How do the shadows play into this?
Shadows?
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Nova's just like,
The voices!
No.
Nova, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
You got this.
Arg.
I think I know what
Wisdom.
we're saving against.
What are we saving against?
I don't think I'm allowed to tell you.
Arg. Arg.
All right.
7.
I'm
Nice.
rattled.
Um,
It's the voices.
the individual in front of you, sort of looks past you, Marak, towards Nova when they react like this, and you see that notion like they're reading a book, except their brow grows furrowed.
Oh
and their
no,
eyes are
I know so
darting
much about shadows.
further and faster, and their face is beginning to grow pale before they snap out of it and sort of recoil.
Are they stroking out? What's happening?
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably.
Like eyes blinking, like they're just there.
Shit.
They look pale and gaunt, and like they're
Reading
almost
something,
like they're having a
buddy?
stroke for a moment. And then just they snap out of it, and I
Yeah, so we
what
might
have you
know a
unleashed
little
upon
bit.
our city?
We might know a little bit about the shadows, but we didn't know they'd be here or connected to that. So that's actually what we were kind of dealing with while we were gone.
Where would he have gone?
Well, there was we found what seems to be like. Do I still have the hag horn that we got from the
That's
woods?
so funny.
I think we talked about destroying it, but I don't think that ever actually happened.
No.
Because I think we just kept talking about it.
And then someone shoved it in their pocket.
Could have all
probably.
been on fire by now. Just saying.
Okay.
I think I had it last, so it'd probably be in my pocket.
All right.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
So you guys are like scholars, right? You probably know something about this, and I pull it out and show it to
See
them,
if they know.
and I'd like to insight check if they instantly recognize it, or if I need to tell them some shit.
That is fair. Let me see. Trying to remember what I made you guys roll for this. I think it was religion.
Yeah, I rolled religion at advantage because of my background.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let me check the religion. Don't think they have any advantage on this. Double check. Okay. You pull this out, and you see at first there's sort of almost like a scoff of what is this? But he sort of looks up towards you and then looks back down at it, and you see his eyes sort of coming to a bit of a point of recognition. You can roll an insight check if you would like.
Okay. That's a 19.
Damn.
Max good at insight.
That's fair. That said, this individual you were looking at is hard to read. At least normally. There have been a few moments here, especially when he was looking towards Nova, where that sort of guise went down. But you are able to get a gauge on him. You do sense that he actually is starting to put some dots together and recognize what you put in front of him. But he is trying to mask that, and it's sort of you are for context, you rolled exactly at his deception. So it's kind of a tug of war of fighting it, where it's you're getting bits of pieces of him, but he has a strong front that he is putting up. So with that, you get the sense that whatever he's about to tell you is probably the truth to his knowledge. And just I'm loosely familiar with what this symbol can represent, although I will say it is few and far between that we see them outside of receptacles of knowledge. And he just sort of looks back towards Nova. Take it that this is going to be a long night, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Depends on where Zephyr is, I guess.
Yep.
So we found this in the jungle district, the river district, I think it's called. It
Yes, in the
was,
river
you know, the
district.
shrine that is in the that is in the forested area there.
Sort of looks back towards his companion. Shrine?
Yeah, in the woods, there's a shrine of Melora, but I think they go by a different name here.
Well.
Anyway, we found this above the door of the shrine. So it looks like somebody's trying to turn that into a shrine to this person, this entity, and that might explain the shadows.
Well, if there was truly a shrine of Melora in the river district, which, wouldn't be unlikely, as it is a place of nature, and often those who like to tend to it would overlap in that area. So finding some sort of altar or religious place of worship is not unheard of. However, if this is what you found there, yeah, I will say that it is most definitely not a shrine of Melora, as you say.
Well, I'm saying I think it used to be at some point, but they have repurposed it.
All right.
Well, our friend said it was a
make
shrine of
note of that.
Melora, and our friend he follows Melora, so I kind of trusted him on that. But to be honest, we've never actually verified that information. So,
Right,
you know.
I see. And just for our
And our friend
records
also
here-
happens to be the one that turned into a werewolf, crocodile.
Got
so,
it. Got it.
not the most
That was
trustworthy
my next
source of
question.
information.
Nonsense.
All right, so you see that there is quite a bit for us to take in here, but most probably, and we are just going to make sure that we are all on the same page here. Your traveling companion, your friend, and he's sort of looking between the two of you, Nova and Marak. Right, acquaintance. Was locked in here for the short term with silvered weapons on point towards them as they were going to transform into an uncontrolled were-beast. And you left your post at them, leaving two of our field guards behind. And they were overtaken by some form of darkness and or shadows by the accounts of those that survive. Same one that presumably left your companion to freely wander throughout our city, causing unknown wreckage and chaos.
Oh.
Well, in our defense, we didn't know the shadows were going to be a factor. We were kind of dealing with similar things in the forest at the time, so.
I see. Well, I think we have found out what we can here. Come on, get the expositor. We will be searching for a were-beast, and he sort of turns back, and there's another short exchange in the local dialect before turning back towards you. You say that you are familiar with this lycanthropic individual. Are there any others that you are familiar with?
Not that I'm aware of.
What about our hanger on? Wasn't one of them a werewolf
Yeah.
or something?
Well, I think they might be, but I don't really think it's worth mentioning them.
I mean, maybe we can find him for us.
I don't even remember his name. That's honestly the reason I didn't bring him up.
Just say it's murder. It's fine.
No, poor murder.
But yeah, I'm just gonna be like, well, I've met a few, but they were in Bazazan, so I don't think they're relevant to this.
I see. Well, either way,
Well,
as
the late
this
Bazazan, I
was
guess.
well, blame is not important at the moment, as we
It kind
believe
of
that
is in
there
this
is
case.
probably a bloodthirsty killer on the loose. We'll be dealing with that later. In the moment, you will be assisting us in finding your acquaintance.
Oh no, we're gonna do that either way. So
Good, we're
that's
on the
fine.
same page. Let's go. If you need to grab anything out of that box, now is the time.
Yay, weapons.
I want one of the cool whips.
All right, so you'll have a second there to grab anything they left behind. Is there anything you want to do at the crime scene before you leave?
I'm gonna pick up the shackles and keep them so that we can get them fixed for next time.
Or we can get a refund.
Alright.
It clearly didn't work very well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh.
it clearly didn't work. The night was rowdy as we had explained to you it would be, and they didn't hold up.
so you pick them up, and it looks like the chain to sort of bind it to the wall has been broken, almost like one of those things where it's like it doesn't have like saw marks or filing marks or anything. It's almost like it was shattered or something.
Hmm.
And that's the sort of bit at the one end. And you see sort of like cracks in some of the metal. And then the cuffs for each of the legs and the arms here are they in a similar nature they're not bent, they're not sawn, they're not filed. They almost are as if you were to smash a plate or something like that. They are broken and clean, sharp cuts, and
Interesting.
there's almost like pieces across the floor. And as you pick them up and sort of look at them strangely, they still have this sort of lingering coldness to them, more so than just metal in this relatively cool environment, but these are almost emanating a bit of coldness from those breakpoints.
How much should I put this in weight?
That's a great question. Let's see, chain. Let's say, as a good bit of it has been left behind, let's say 7 pounds.
Okay. And what is there like an official like weapon thing for like the weird like silver whip? I don't know.
Probably just a whip that's been
that-
silvered.
It would have a very similar stat block. So I will, if there is not, I will make one for you because I don't think there's a lot of silver.
There's an item called Ruidium Whip. That sounds cool. I'm not gonna look at what it does because I'm sure it's important to something. But
Please don't.
the fact that it exists is cool.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you don't look at those items. Thank you for maintaining the coolness of
can't
this
have them.
campaign that eventually you'll get to.
Ooh.
Well, the only person that I'm stealing from is myself if I look. So it's like one of those like,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not gonna do that.
So I appreciate that. But I will, if we can get some silvered weapons if either of you are looking for them. But for all intents and purposes, it's not going to make that much of a difference because it's just a reskin of another weapon that we have the silver tag on, so it will actually do damage to it. Like
I just equipped a whip and then clicked silvered in the menu.
Yep, that'll do it.
Should work.
Yeah, it should work. But with that, you are sort of not escorted abruptly, but they're waiting for you to grab these things and leave, and you are pushed along with a bit of haste. That said, it is sort of that time of the evening, so we will pick up with a question and Shul in their conversation next time, and Zephyr and the rest of you will get to find out what happens as a were crocodile is set loose upon the city of Marquette, or city of Ankarel.
Let's
Place
go.
probably deserves it anyway. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah over here.
Oh my god, I can do something really cool now.
Tell me what you can do.
I can wield one scimitar and one whip, but because I have reach, the whip has a 15-foot reach.
Oh
Excellent.
wow!
Oh, nice.
What?
That's a wow. Woo.
Put you on a horse with a lance. Lance.
So, I'm just making fucking Indiana Jones. Oh,
You really are. That's so funny.
Shoot people.
yeah, I need a gun in case someone's challenged to a sword fight.
Yeah.
Honestly.
God.
I
Thank
cast
you,
gun.
for the session.
Prepare to meet God.
Yay! Good session.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see if
I
as if a
am-
problem solves itself, but I think it won't. They never seem to.
I am glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad that we're doing the D&D.
Yeah.
Well, to get the momentum going, but we're doing it now. Things are happening.
Yeah.
The Cobalt Soul guy that fucking Nova drew is cracking me up.
It's just like any general
He
dude.
just looks like a guy.
Yeah, just a guy.
Just
I was
a
like,
guy.
I'm not putting effort.
I actually want to see if I have a reference images of those guys for you.
Yes, give
That'll
me.
take a second.
But yeah, what was he using? Like, read thoughts.
Yes, he cast it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I figured because of the whole like reading thing was how you were presenting that information to him.
Yep. And when he went, and when Nova failed the saving throw, he saw too much.
My eyes. My eyes.
Yeah,
I enjoyed being a cocky bastard to that guy. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just
that
because
is
he's
fair.
French.
Just really, I don't think you were telling me everything. Yeah, I'm not. That's probably why. I was really worried I was going to get my ass kicked there for a second.
I was really hoping that you just go straight to fisticuffs because there's 4 of them in that room.
Yeah,
Oh.
I knew I wasn't going to win that, okay? And
I was like, man, this is a really fun stat block. I hope this goes somewhere.
the way this party goes, if one of us gets in shit, the other ones just watch. So I knew that Nova probably would not have taken part in that fight.
It's basically just Top Gear.
It's consequences, you know? I knew that if I started a fight, I'd be alone in that room against 4 people. Unless one of them randomly decided to attack Nova.
Yeah.
And then we'd all be hit by Fireball.
Yeah.
Fireball.
I mean, if you put a fireball in a place with a bunch of scrolls and books and stuff, run by a bunch of turbo nerds, you're probably getting hunted for sport afterwards for a while.
True.
Man, we really zephyr'd it, guys.
Damn.
Damn.
Shitty rolls. I can't believe it.
Okay, so here is there's been a few. I have some reference images of various people in the Cobalt Soul. Some of these are the official art, some of it is fan art, so keep that in mind. Copy image. So first 2 are of sort of general people that you've probably seen around in terms of just how they wear the garb. Every individual is going to wear it slightly differently. The Dragonborn one here is of a similar level of operation as Question, and has similar guard to Question, just wears it garb to Question, just wears it very differently. And so those are kind of like relatively common. One of them is more of a scholar who you're going to see around the library. The other is someone who's doing a little bit more field work.
A scholar that punches
and-
people.
mhm.
I love it.
This image is one of the higher echelons of authority in the library.
He's not blue. They're not blue.
Yes, they don't have as
Cheating.
much. And then I believe I don't remember where I posted it, but I think it's in one of the other ones is the high curator of this specific library. But I don't remember where I put that one.
It's right there, right above the elephant.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
references.
is it?
Oh yeah, above the elephant.
Yeah. You have to go through
yeah,
Bottom
that's
more
Uh-huh.
often. If you scroll up a little
I
bit,
scrolled too
you'll
far.
see them.
Yeah. Yeah, so then that's the high curator of your specific library. And then these are all definitely fan art. But the individuals that you encountered tonight are, and all their garb is different. They are very individualized, especially the individuals who you were conversing with tonight, which look a little bit more intense, are something more like
Oh.
Damn.
so
Damn,
they are
this one.
not
like,
as scholarly.
I like that orc.
Was the French guy?
Fucking meteor hammer? What the fuck? What?
So-
I didn't know that was an option.
I actually think the top left one, the orc, actually might be official art from a different book.
Oh.
Of who and how can I meet them? Twitch is probably not gonna go out.
Wait,
with
actually, I
me
have this
anymore.
book on my shelf.
Ooh.
So
Eric's impressed.
where can I meet them? Can I get their coordinates?
Yeah, no, that one, the orc is actually official art.
What's his name?
Or her name.
1 second.
It could have.
It does have a name, but I have to find it.
It? Wow.
Sorry, the picture does have a name on it. They have a name. Let's see.
It was drawn by Lauren Walsh as part of the Tal'Dorei campaign setting Reborn book.
Yes, it was. Oh wait, no, I think it's in subclasses. Character option.
Where do I get a meteor hammer? That's cool as fuck.
Where do I get an orc girlfriend? That's also cool. Or boyfriend.
Oh.
I can't tell their gender.
Old news now.
I can't tell their gender, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I like that too.
I also like the bold elf.
Cressida Holt. Name is Cressida Holt.
So
where can we meet Cressida Holt?
And it's a completely different
somewhere in
campaign.
Tal'Dorei.
God damn it.
Where in
technically not a different campaign, but a different continent.
Close enough.
Is it the continent where they speak in Irish?
Ooh!
There may be some overlap.
It's time to go to Tal'Dorei, guys.
Next location.
We fucked this place up. Let's go. Come on.
Turns
Yeah.
out orcs are green because they're all leprechauns.
Oh.
That's
Alrighty then.
Let's go see how much we can fuck up Tal'Dorei.
Oh no.
Next
Ryan,
destination.
before you leave us, gotta have a quick word of you guys. Okay.
But for the rest of you, you are free to go. Also here's concept art about developing that person for the book. So that's more Cobalt Soul reference.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm glad they went with the one they went with.
Fair enough. All right. But thank you all for coming. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Bye, friends.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, Artie, did you need me to, or just
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. I'll be right back. Stream. We're doing something if technology likes me. I don't know.
See you in a bit.
Boy.
See you.